Hello, can you hear me? Good morning. I You can sleep here, I don't care. Plenty of people have fallen asleep during my streams. Good morning. I updated my OBS and thought I fixed everything, but I forgot to put my scene transitions back, which is why it was very abrupt. But hello, good morning. Hi. I wanted to start like a half an hour ago, but getting that new starting soon screen set up was taking a minute. So here I am. We're gonna have a semi-short stream today because obviously I have work at 9 and it's 7:40-ish, so. But I was awake. I'm a human. My coffee is cold by now. Yeah. I try to have the ads start at the very beginning. I don't understand why you got ads as soon as I showed up. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I don't know why I paused in this screen, but I did. Oh, but I'm about to go digging. I love this for me. I love when I make it easy for myself to remember what I was doing by saving outside of things that I'm about to go do. I had to hide chatbot because with updating OBS, I need to redo the BikuBot WebSocket, and I just did not want to do that this morning. So no chatbot. TTS will still work, but you won't be able to see chatbot. So yeah. Let's go digging. This morning we're cozy. We're cozy sleepy. Because it's really early. But it's Friday! Yay, Friday! And I got paid today, but it's immediately all going to bills, so what money? I don't have money. Yes, you can sleep here. I'm sorry you got so many ads. The reason I delay my stream start is because I do ads in the beginning. So, I don't know, I guess maybe it's just when you showed up. But I have pre-roll off. So I don't know, I'm sorry. I try to make it so that people don't get too many ads when they show up. I'm tired. It's Friday though. I have book club on Sunday, so that'll be fun. I actually finished the book in time, a couple weeks early, yay me. It was a pretty good book. It was a spicy book. A spicy book. It had a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of thrill as well. A little bit of danger. It's Forever Never by Lucy Shore. If you're into spicy books with a little bit of thrill and a little bit of possessiveness, I recommend. It was pretty good. Pretty even pacing. Wasn't too fast or too slow. Funny, I laughed a few times. That's always good. Good characters. Interesting characters. Oh, my solar battery is finally low. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. That's good. I will be updating Fortnite today because I wish to play Fortnite. I'm trying to get together a collab with some of our respawn recruits. Might try and do that this weekend. IDK, very last minute. But I want to play some Fortnite again with some people, so I'm gonna update it. It's probably gonna take a bazillion years because I haven't opened it. Good morning, Luna. Hello. Are you at school right now? Is it school time? What time is it for you? Pay attention to class. Okay. Happy Friday. Oh, I guess digger time is over. No more dig. 7:4. Okay, so we're on the same time zone. I always forget that. Make sure you're getting the volume. Okay, you are. Things look all different in my OBS now. I'm like, where is things? Move me over a smidge. There we go. Thank you, Carter. Oh, my horsey. Nebula. Gonna go a long way. Get you some exercise. Horsey. Go look for flowers, too. I got all caught up on Genshin, like I wanted to. I am in Fontaine now. I am doing all the things. I did the Archon quests. And I also have been playing Baldur's Gate with Mr. Lumi, and we're having a grand old time. I do want to start my own solo file here pretty soon. As a bard, because I think that would be hilarious. I usually play rogue because I like sneaky steely things, but I want to try a bard. There's a hole over here that I am just now noticing. Where does it go? Is that where Pui lives? Is that Pui's cave? Why don't you let me in? Anyway. Baldur's Gate is fun, but I don't know if I would ever stream it. People do, and you can like turn off the nasty stuff, but I don't know that I would ever stream it. I don't know. It's now all over my TikTok, and I'm really trying really hard to avoid spoilers, and it's hard. Because they're like, oh, you don't know any recipes? What about you? No? Oh no, did I exhaust all the recipes? I guess I have to wait till next year? Maybe? I don't know. Our friend ran out of... Oh, you know what? I probably already talked to him today. That's what it is, because it's like 6:30 at night. JK. Nobody ran out of anything. I just don't remember. Just stream in a Discord one time. I could probably do that. When I do my own playthrough, I'll stream in a Discord. And you can watch me spend too much time in character creation. It'll be great. I could probably do that. I don't know. I might do that after work. I was torn between trying to play Fortnite after work and playing Baldur's Gate. Because Mr. Lumi and I aren't very far, and I don't want to accidentally catch up and surpass where we are in our save. So, IDK. Still undecided when I will be playing solo file. But the amount of TikToks I keep seeing make me want to play it by myself. Like, really bad. Choices are hard. Don't make me do it. Yeah. Once I'm done with stream and can dedicate the bandwidth, I'm gonna go in and update it. It's probably gonna take several hours. I haven't played it in months. Last day of fall. Ooh, it's gonna snow today. Interesting. It's snowing! It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna leave the animals inside today. Okay, they do have food. I don't have eggs yet, though, which is 6:30 in the morning. I wouldn't have eggs either. I would not be ready to take on the day. It was nice being up at 6:30, though, and helping Mr. Lumi, like, pack his lunch and make sure he got good food, and seeing him out the door. It was really nice. I'm working on it. shear the sheep today once it wakes up. The way Nebula scarfed that so fast. Just inhale. Shrimp. I forgot that my sheep's name was Shrimp. Oh, wake up. Me, though. Wakes up for 2 seconds, fall back to sleep. Can you please? I need to brush you. Wake your ass up. There we go. And now I shear. Thank you. Let's check this. Look at the love. They're all relatively healthy. I don't know why Burger would be losing health, but here we are. Here we are. I don't know why things happen, but they do. It already stopped snowing, but I will not be letting them outside today. I have decided. No outside. I love upgraded tools. Save me time and energy. Mostly time. Squirrel. Where's that emote? What? That's cute. I'm gonna cut some more grass just because I don't know if it will all disappear tomorrow. I'm gonna try and stock up on fodder. Yes. Just a majority of the fodder. That should be good. Okay. Damn, got something already? What's this? My first best friend. Max LP with an animal. Interesting. I didn't look like I reached max LP. I like how I just gave up on training this dog. It's too time consuming. I'm sorry, it is. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Milk. Enjoy. I think by the end of the year is when we actually get, like, married. So we're, like, engaged, but he doesn't live with me right now. Excuse me. Okay. There's that. Time to go do the foresty things that I do. Why did I freeze? Hello? There we go. Oh, it's because my frame rate sucks right now. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? I'm not really doing anything else other than streaming, but, you know, tank my frame rate. It's fine. One day we'll get better internet, but today is not that day. Because we can't afford it. So, you know how it goes. Life do be life. I'm fairly certain that the cave in the wall is Please. The little shelter that he stays in. He can be relieved now, Jess. Thank you for letting him know. Oh, you are out of recipes. Interesting. I'll have to try again next month and see what happens. Good morning, Toxic Shark. How are you? No, it's a hood morning. No, it's not. I don't. No. You know, hoodies. Is it cold? I'm sorry. I'm making it worse. Lydia, it's the way I completely missed your comment. I'm doing pretty good. I'm sort of awake. I'm suddenly starving. But other than that, it's Friday. It's payday. I can pay my bills. It's a good day. I don't have really anything left for myself, but I can pay my bills. I don't often stream in the morning. But I was awake. So here I am. Two ads? Damn, it's not even time for an ad. I've been broke so many times I lost count. I don't know what's going on, Jess. I don't know. Did you leave and come back? I don't know. Ads aren't scheduled to start for another 40 minutes. Twitch be in Twitch today, that's all. Twitch be twitching. Oh no, not the cats. I know that. My cat likes to paw at my face when I'm not giving her attention. And I'm asleep a lot when she does this, so, you know. Get woken up by cat scratching my face. Okay, so maybe the TTS doesn't work. Oh! Sorry, Jazz. Here, I'll turn that one off. It doesn't seem to be working. I need to figure out TTS. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm gonna turn off the TTS redeem. Lydia, if you haven't already, can you refund Jess's points if you're able to? Squoosh. I accidentally turned off my queue for requests. Mod actions. No, not mod actions. Reward request queue. Yeah. There we go. Refunded. This ragdoll cam should be fine. Throw things at me, see if that makes a difference. This is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. It's the like Switch remake of the old GameCube game Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. So this is very nostalgic for me. Because I played the heck out of that game and the sequel, Another Wonderful Life, which is when... Oh, I forgot I bought a cow. When they first introduced you being able to be a girl. Because the original one, you could only be a boy. And then the second one... Weird. The second one, you could be a girl. I didn't know that, Jess. Generally, Lydia has the ability to do so. Okay, like, help me name this cow. It's a little brown cow. Help me name this cow. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And there we go. I think it's just because of where I am. Splat. Otis. But see, if I do this to see Ragdoll Cam, then I'm like way too tall. So maybe if I do one of these. If I just kind of make me smaller. But I need to be the center of attention. So we'll try this. We'll see if that makes a difference. I have it cropped? I mean, I have it, you know, I have it. It's on my vertical monitor right now, so it's a different size, but let me zoom it out. No, that won't make a difference. I'll zoom it in. I don't know if that'll make a difference. The full screen with my model zoomed out. That might be, whoop! What? Maybe if I just, wow! Make me so big. I don't actually think this will solve the problem. Thank you for lowering the cost of VIP. VIP is now 55,000. Whoop. I'm gonna throw things at me. We'll see what this does. Because I really didn't change anything. I think maybe it's just because I've made myself so big that I like ruined it for myself. The angle? What do you mean? Wee! I'm so tiny. I don't think the zoom is the problem. Oh my god, my freaking cats. Blue. Which is the one where I can float my person around? Whatever. Nope. This is great. The cow should be named Otis. Or Splat. I'll do a combo. Let's see if it'll let me do a combination. We'll call him Splotus. There we go. Splotus. Did I fix? Can you see? Oh, suddenly it's raining. Good thing I left the animals inside. Throw things at myself again. I'm an adult, Jess. I can do what I want. Ugh. Where? Good morning, Cinnamon. It's kind of cozy. I'm also trying to fix my VTuber stuff, so it's also a little chaotic. My coffee has gone cold, and I didn't get to finish it, so that's where we're at. How are you this morning? Don't mind me, I'm testing. See, the thing is, it's like, if I want to be able to see the whole ragdoll, I'm now standing way the frick up here. And honestly, I don't like it. It hits self with beach balls. Luna's really the only youngin' I allow in stream at this point. Otherwise, I'm not lewd, but I am 18 plus, so there's that. Hello? UI? Where's the... I'm supposed to be able to bring the frickin' UI back up. Hold on. Boop. Oh no, I've disappeared. Are you logging into VTuber Plus? Here I am. Using you as a tree climbing pole. I'm so sorry. No, see, let's see. We're gonna figure this out. Because I literally didn't change anything. But it still decided to, like, not show the ragdoll screen. Maybe if I just do this, move me up, and then that's a weird fucking angle. Maybe if I center myself more. I don't know. See, this is weird. This is weird. Why is it weird, Jess? No. This is, I don't know, Jess. Jessica. Throwing things at my face again. It's fine. See, and now I'm all standing all weird. Woo! Now I'm all in the center. My pleasure. Oh no, this is weird. Wide! I don't know, man. I have me on full screen. I'll just, I don't know. I wonder if I move me down. Do one of those. I don't know if that'll make an actual difference, but we'll see. I'm doing both, Jessica. I am doing both. I am making it worse. It's fine. We're testing. I just have just disappeared. I don't know. I'll have to play a... Suddenly, I'm centered? What? That was strange. Weesh. I guess it's fixed itself? I don't know. Maybe I fixed it. I don't know. We're gonna hope for the best. I am so good at technology, you don't even know. You don't even know I'm so good at technology. Baby cow! Flotus. Wake up so I can love on you. Oh! Oh, my horse. What, you ate it already? Why are you upset? Alright, I'll give you more food. My headphones be glitching out. Everybody's just hungry again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put in. You're fine, Jess. I will live. It wouldn't be a Lumi stream if things weren't broken. Okay, we've come to expect this. It's fine. Okay, tomorrow is the first day of winter. So I will be changing my clothes for winter. Which would be, I think, this one? Yeah. I'm so adorable. Go sleep. If my headphones could stop glitching out, that would be fantastic. First day of winter, and it's snowing. Oh, thank you. I have disappeared. Okay, so we have Starlight Concert on the 5th, as long as there's not poor weather. You can! This is free! I don't know about your system and if it could handle it, but there are tons of ways for free to interact with a streamer who is a VTuber. Oh no! These were supposed to survive. Oh, I didn't realize it was so close to the end of fall when I planted them, so they did. They did not survive. I made this VTuber model with Vroid Studio. It's free. A magic trick. Uh-oh. I don't want to die. I'm too young to die. I like how the ragdoll works, but you can't see the anvil now. And I already have one in my pocket. It's fine. Everything's fine. Shrimp the sheep. Made the wrong thing disappear. Jess is in my computer. Fiddling with my things. Hi, Mom. PNG tubers are a thing too, Shark. You could totally get a Shark little character. There's programs that you can use for PNG tubers. Uh-oh, compliment. Uh-oh. I'm not ready. There's lots of stuff you can do as a VTuber for free. It's really inclusive, which is nice. Compliment Sleepy or Lydia. Sleepy's not here. Sleepy doesn't get a compliment if he's not here. PNG does use less PC power. PNG is just a little, like a series of pictures that kind of flash back and forth as you talk. It's not like a fully rigged model, but it does move. Oh, my chicken. Went back and checked on that yesterday. Sleepy does need love, and I do love Sleepy. Sleepy Boy is an amazing musician. Thank you for collecting a star for your jar. Sleepy makes amazing music, honestly. I love his music. He's a great streamer friend of mine, and he has music on Spotify. The Sleepiest Boy. B-O-I. You should definitely check him out. Super awesome music. Literally. Viado Tube is for PNG tubers. That's what helps kind of animate your pictures. Viado Tube Mini is free. It's an itch.io. You can donate or not, or you know, it's free. Definitely, if you can donate to the creator, do so. But if you can't, I understand. That's fair. Not a lot of people can, and it's available for free. and it has its own little tutorials. You basically have a photo with an open mouth and a closed mouth, and then if you want it to blink, you have 2 more photos, one with open eyes and closed eyes, and then open and closed mouth. Honestly, I think it might be 4 more photos. But yeah. Oh yeah, the Yeti! It's a Yeti! I wonder if he lives in the cave. Hello, friend. Oh. Hitman is fun, but I wouldn't recommend playing it without, like, any context known and having a pea brain. You kind of have to start at the very beginning with Hitman, I think. And then as far as character, if you can't draw, and you can't afford a drawing, which, fair, if you go to... What the heck are they called? And I forget. Oh my god. Brain fart. What are they called, y'all? Hit Crew. You can look up ones with commercial licenses. Basically, you can use them for free, and then you can make a bunch of pictures that way. But for mine, it is Vroid Studio. It's on Steam. It's free. And then once you get a model made, there's tons of programs that you can use to have people throw stuff. Vroid Studio is where you make it. VC Face is how you make it move. VTuber Plus, which is like $5, which is also an itch.io, is or Twitch integrated throwing system, or TITS, is how you throw things. 2D VTubing, yes. You know, I lag sometimes, Jessica. Don't call attention to it. Recipe, please? No, recipe, please? What do I gotta do? Mushroom? Well, flour? Do you not accept gifts? Egg. Oh my god, my freaking... You're very welcome. VTubing is inclusive, and everyone who wants to be a VTuber should be one, because it's fun. Oh, now it's snowing. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't let out the animals. Literally same, Mint. Literally same. I didn't get to... I had like half a cup of coffee because now it's, cold. I would be honored if you told people that I helped, but you do not have to. But I would be honored. And I'm always down to help VTubers get started. Strawberries. I am growing strawberries. Egg soup. Oh, I can do that right now. Egg soup it is. We do all have beginnings. Y'all gotta start somewhere. Jessica, heck you. I do want to know a secret, Jess. What is your secret? I have to hope that lady's home. She likes to go to the city, so. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. 12 in the afternoon. Okay, there's her kid. Is she home? That's not their house. This is their house. No? Okay, well, is my map gonna tell me? Oh. She's probably not even in town. Oh no, she's at the Twins. Okay. There she is. She likes to walk through their yard. My first model looked more like me and had neon pink eyes with no irises. Ooh, fun. Hello. Been streaming for a few months, but I just recently got my capture card. Oh, heck yeah. Capture card is amaze. Congrats on the capture card. Awesome. What did she give me? 5 potato seeds. Let's plant them. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? YouTuber Plus, please. Why didn't you work? Unless it's delayed. Why didn't you work? Rewards. Redemption. Avatar 6. It should work. Avatar. Oh! Oh, it's testing. Okay. Yeah, it should have worked. I don't know why it didn't work. I will make sure to refund. That was weird. Let me get through these. Refunded that. You know. Oh, look. It doesn't work again. Here, let's close VTuber Plus again and open it and see if that makes a difference. The head trauma. I'll refund that. My streams are never broken. What are you talking about? Never, ever broken, ever. Let's see if that makes any sort of difference. There we go. It should work again. Heck you, VTP. Heck indeed. You can be nice now. Thanks. This is one of my older versions of my model. I've been through many iterations. Where am I going? Here we go. Oh! Thank you. Thank you. Matthew. Going. Huh? This is my man. It should be changing me back here any minute now. It's only supposed to last for a certain amount of time. There we go. Well, I was wearing underwear, okay? What do you expect? I was in a dress and you knocked me over. That's your fault. Rude. Rude and indecent, Jessica. Banned. Cancelled. What up, Frosty? Thank you so much for the follow. My alerts are a little...
Frosty Designs is now following.
My alerts are like, oh, it's early. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. We attempting to be cozy, but I updated my OBS yesterday and things are broken, so, you know. We fixin'. We repairing. Push, whoops. Light work, light work. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, my coffee, I drank about half of it and it got cold, but I am awake enough. Oh, get out of my way. Trying to dig, but these guys always getting in my way. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Let me just kick my legs for you. Teehee. Giggle and kick my feet. Is there nothing in this hole? Anything? Anybody? Coffee. Oh, there is. I'm either going to reheat this coffee and see if that works, or I'll just make another cup. IDK. I want to find archaeological. Well, the anvil disappeared. Oh my god. Now I just look dead. There's no anvil. Jessica, please. Jessica. Jessica, thank you. Listen. Listen. I will never die. Never give up. Never what? No. Get out of my... Sir, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Personal. Thank you. Nothing archaeologically significant today. But I got a lot of stuff I can give as gift. Yeah! You know, VTuber Plus is never broken. Always works. My streams, always perfect. Never glitchy. No, never. Scuff? Not me. Couldn't be. It's fine. I'm fine. Lydia's hoarding all of her points. Lydia never bullies me. Oh, yawn. Ugh. Go plant those potatoes. That's right, Mint. You're also not a bully. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. Happy Christmas. Oh. Oh my goodness. Good morning.
Hagster Place rated with 16 viewers.
Hello, Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid, Hagster. Let me give you a shout out. Good morning. Hagster Plays. Welcome, welcome. My name is Mama Lumi. This morning, I am playing Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. Oh, listen here. Shout out. There we go. I know how to do this. Welcome! Let me follow you. I'm gonna give you a follow. Everybody follow. Good morning, Lua. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, I'm back to normal now. I have a raid video for you guys. If you would like to sit tight, let's enjoy, give you a little bit of information about me. So let's do this. One sec. Hello, I guess. Welcome to stream or something. Oh, not the puke for good measure. Excuse me, I apologize. I forgot where I was. Squonk! Besties, if you want me to ara in your ear, $5 please, thank you.
Howdy y'all, ara.
Ooh, boo! Oh, I forgot, I'm ninja. Anyway, first stream and already bullying the streamer. He fits right in, honestly. It's Boba. Tapioca pearls. I'm riding on balls, Crane. Is that what you want me to say? Oh, no! from raid video. Okay, Shark, I will see you later. Good luck in your search. But yeah, my name is Mama Lumi. I'm a Galaxy Goddess, and I often stream a variety of things. Fortnite, Assassin's Creed, farming sims, Skyrim sometimes. I'm kind of a variety streamer, but I stick more to RPGs and cozy things. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun here. So if you'd like to stick around and hang out this morning, fantastic. If you're coming in with the raid and you need to go get some breakfast or something to drink, please do so. And I'm just gonna be here. We be farming. It's almost the end of the year in this game. So year 2, things start happening. So let's go. Let's get it. It is the end of the day, so I will be collecting my spoils. $6,300. Let's go. Oh, hi, puppy. It broke. Jessica. Just stop. It's not working. I'm gonna have to refund all of these. Hold on. I have to close and open the program again. Goodness me. And there we go. Okay. Whew. Well, thank you so much for the lurk, Hagster. Enjoy your workday. And thanks again for the raid. There you go, Jess. Oh, yes, your anvils. Thank you. Okay, there, I refunded. Bye, Russell. There. Never broken. Not one time broken ever. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you. Yes, Shark, yours worked. Oh, I don't have GTA Online, Lua. Oh, just please. My head. Jessica, I'm good at that. Do you want me to live? Because it certainly doesn't feel like you want me to live. Just keeps coming, huh? It did. Your Shark, yours was the first one that worked when I opened the program again. Oh my god. Just please. Just. There is no Lumi anymore. There is only rubber ducks, bananas, bones, flip-flops, and beach balls. Oh, here I am. I've survived. You can't kill me. You can't keep me down. I get right back up again. Okay, actually, I have a question. Jess, you said PowerPoint raid vid. Did it actually work? Or was my internet crapping out at the wrong time? My knees, I don't have knees. They just kind of do what they want. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Dr. Lua, my knees. Oh. It should hopefully be sunny today, so I'm gonna let the animals out. I accept the love. That's one chicken. Were there any eggs left in here? Ooh, there were. Awesome. Eggies. Pick up. Thank you. Pick up. Thank you. I swear, if it starts raining, I'm gonna be sad. Okay. Brushy. Well, damn it. I hope the rest of it came through. My internet just stinks, is all. It just drops frame rates for no reason. Bye, Toxic Shark. Thank you for hanging out. Talk to you later. See you around, friend. Good night. Schnoogle. Splodus. Goat the chicken. When chat helps you name animals, it gets a little cray-cray. Burger the cow. I named this one Nebula the horse. Can you wake up so I can give you attention, please? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! This isn't working. Nugget. You're awake. Bye, Jess. Love you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Nugget, wake up. God damn. How many? That wasn't very many milks. I might have to start thinking about giving her a baby so she makes more milk. Okay. I think that was everyone. Yeah. To the garden. Oh, I can put these. Yeah. What is this? Turnip. Nice. I need to buy more seeds. Scrambled eggs. Oh, because I was spinning him around. Or her, I guess. Because the hen. Nope, that doesn't have anything in it. Oh, thank you so much. Bless you. Who sneezed? You need a tissue? Okay. None of these are going to give me fruit right now because it's winter time. You're all doing... So, the grass stays alive in the winter in this game, which is great for me. Still cut down a ton just in case. And what were my requests? Strawberries. Okay. Mobile lag. You are strawberries. Okay. So I do have some growing at least. I'm gonna take those. Oh. Those. I do actually have a strawberry, so I will go give her the strawberry. That in there. Mushroom, whatever that is. Okay. Who needs the strawberry? Your emotes are so cute, Mint. Now I have to find this man to give him his strawberry. I don't even know if he's here. Nobody's here. Okay. He must be outside then. In your garden? No, because that would make... Yes, ma'am. Your emotes are adorable. There he is. Oh, those are cute. Candy cane hearts. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I get goat milk. Spill milk. Okay. Scientist man is still asleep, so I will gather some things. Ooh, flowers. Van comes tomorrow, so I will be able to sell some things, which will be nice for me. Recuperate the money I lost on buying the cow. Okay. Let's see, what else can I do? I'm gonna go give Matthew his daily gift. And then I'll probably go digging. That'll help me with my money. So weirdly windy over here.
Huh?
We're already engaged, but please love me. I just need love. It's chilly this time of year. Yes, it's the winter. Congratulations. Oh, the weird doctor guy. Why are you all the way over here? I have an egg.
Oh.
Wow. What? Did you just criticize my egg? Will you not want to take any of this stuff? What? Hello? You not accept presents? I'm confused. Okay. I thought I could give him presents, but I guess not. Where am I going? Okay. The scientist. I forget. I get confused sometimes. Don't mind me. Are you awake yet? I think it's 1 p.m. that he wakes up. Okay. Ooh, there's more flowers. And we'll get. Stockpile all the things. Yeah. Thought I saw something on the ground, but I did not. Okay, please accept my gifts. Thank you. Woohoo! I do love that you can give multiple gifts as long as they're different. Do you accept or care about the coins? No. Keep your mitts off the machinery. That's what he says all the time. I thought we were friends now. But I guess not. Okay. Nina and Gary. Oh. Oh my god, I've never been in their house. Do they have a recipe somewhere I could steal? Trash bin. Sometimes if you go and look at their kitchen, they have recipes. But I guess not. Oh! 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 There you go, Nina. She's a nice old lady. A tip? Oh, she gives me a recipe. Please teach me. Fish, a tomato, and an aromatic herb. Substitute a turnip for the tomato. Nice. Well, there's the recipe I wanted. Go straight to the source sometimes. They're not home. Okay. Why am I just get my horse. To the mines! Luna Salon. Okay. Here we go. Now to stockpile items to sell. Ooh, there's actually a lot of stuff sticking out. Love that. Yes. Nope. I talked too fast. There we go. Ooh, that one was on the surface. That's nice. The program has been breaking periodically throughout the morning, Luna. I will refund. And I will once again... Luna, stop it. I will once again close and reopen the program. I have refunded your points, though. It's a Friday. Hallelujah. Things keep breaking. Unsurprising. Oh, now it's taking forever to reconnect. Hold on. Please hold. There we go. See you later, Luna. Oops. I want this one. Art. There we go. Ooh, nice. Now to see if there's anything else. I firmly believe that I can only make one archaeological discovery, like, per year. 'Cause ever since that one, I just haven't found anything else archaeologically important. But I think the dig site will grow in the next year. I think. If I remember correctly, which I very well may not. It's been a while. Ooh, there's something. Ooh, a gem. Sparkle, sparkle. Ooh, more things. There we go. More gems. Okay. Okay, dig time is practically over, so I'll end it myself. Yes. I found a gemstone. He looks so disgusted by my findings. He's like, ugh, I don't need this. You can have it. Well, I don't see you finding any archaeologically advanced things. So don't get your panties in a twist, sir. I completely forgot to buy more seeds today. I should still be able to do that. Let's see what Vesta says. We do not stand Carter. We definitely do not. This is a Carter hate page. Alright. Rotate. I wish the buying process went a little faster. I'm gonna buy more fertilizer too. Here we go. No, go away. Put everybody back inside. Okay, so let's take a look here. What do I got? Carrot, potato, strawberry. So we're gonna do more strawberry just because they take 1,000,001 years. Okay. There we go. We're gonna do more strawberries. Did I only get... Okay, no, there's potatoes. Turnips. And potato. Oh, and then I did get more carrots. Okay. Go. Then fertilizer. There we go. Okay. Welcome back from Adland. Hey. Aw, sheep. Alright, unfortunately, this is where I have to stop because I do have work in a few minutes. So let's take a look. We're gonna raid out. So let's see who we can raid out to. Oh my goodness, internet, figure your life out. Okay. Let's check the coast tag. The amount of people that tag their Valorant streams as cozy is hilarious to me. Because Valorant's not very cozy. No, not that. Let's check this person. Valorant has never and will never be cozy. This person is also playing Story of Seasons, but they have an ad, so I'm gonna wait till that ends to see if I can get a vibe. But happy Friday, everybody. I hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be around the Discord and the Twitters and whatnot, so say hi if you see me. Let's see. Is there ad over? My internet's like, I don't know what to do. It's just like completely lagging through this ad. This is hilarious, but also frustrating. So I want to get their vibe before I unleash all of my friends. It's a Michelin ad with lighty up tires and it keeps freezing. I'm trying to do too many things at once, apparently. Here, let's go into my just chatting screen. Where am I? Where am I? VTuber. Am I just not on this scene? Oh, no, there I am. Why can't you see me? Oh. Where am I? Hello? Oh, my VTuber plush just like crashed on me. What the heck? I was like, where am I? Am I here? There I am. What the heck? Okay, now I can shut this. And I can put that to sleep. Okay. That was a weird. Ugh. Where is Waldo? Where is Lumi? I'm trying to like close a bunch of stuff while I'm waiting to see if that makes a difference. So we're gonna close Mix It Up, so no more collecting stars. I just want to see if I can raid this person. Internet, please. Internet, please. Internet, please. I want to raid. Oh my lord. Let me refresh. I don't know if that'll screw me or not. Okay, well, it gave me another ad, so that's cool. Oh my gosh. What is my internet, yo? The struggle is real. The struggle is so real. This 30-second ad is taking like 50 seconds. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looks like they are also having technical difficulties. They switched to art. Okay, we're gonna stream into Arakuya. They are a cute little VTuber. They were playing Story of Seasons, but they were having technical difficulties. My internet keeps lagging, but we're going to try and raid in to Arakuya. We'll see how this goes. Send my love if I can't. Have a great Friday. I love you. Let's get this raid going. Grab whatever raid message you can. Lydia shared them earlier. We're gonna go ahead. This is great. Put internet, please. Okay, I love you guys. I love you. Okay, I love you, bye.